Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia. If you're new here, I am a mom to two girls. I believe in this video, Willow, the baby here, is only about 3 months old, maybe 4. I don't really remember when I recorded this. It's definitely been a couple of weeks, and she's almost 5 months old now. And then I also have a 4-year-old named Emery, who you will see come along and wake up. I figured that I would show you guys my typical morning routine for whenever Alex is not home, or if he had to work overnight and is sleeping in to catch up on some rest. So here's what it is. So typically I get up, I feed the animals, and make sure Willow's got a fresh diaper and get her in her swing. Sometimes I'll turn on some baby sensory, or I'll just give her a toy to play with. I'm not sure what I did this morning. I may have just let her swing and just kind of be. Emery is still asleep at this point. I don't know if Alex was already out the door this morning or if he had worked late, overnight. So he is either not there or asleep. I think he was already gone for the day, if I remember correctly. But I just get up, I get everyone settled for the day. I try to drink a cup of coffee before I have to help Emery get ready for the day. I forgot to also let the dogs out so they can do their morning business. They are crate trained, so they're in the crate overnight. And then if we leave the house, because while they are potty trained, the older girl, the little brown one right there, she will poop on the couch out of spite, or she'll pee on it, either one. She's something else. I've had her since before Alex and I had gotten together, so she's 10 years old now, and she will poop on the couch or pee on the couch or on the floor, just anywhere, out of spite. And so they do get locked up while we're gone, so that does not happen. I am getting ready to feed the baby here, so I'm just loving on her. We looked up at the ceiling fan because she was obsessed with the ceiling fan at this point. It was so cute. She would just look up at it and smile real big, and she would sometimes try to coo at it. I don't think she had quite found her voice yet. But I'm getting ready to feed her some breakfast since we both had just gotten up. And then while I was feeding her, Emery did wake up and came out to join us. I did cut a little bit out because Emery likes to sleep in either just panties or just a pull-up, whichever one we are doing at the time. We did recently just go back to pull-ups because she had a little bit of a regression once Willow came along. So we got her dressed and ready for the day before she was allowed on camera, because we don't need to be sharing all that. We are trying some new things with her hair. So she does have this natural curly hair, and I will tell you, I don't know anything about curly hair other than what I have researched online. As you can tell, my hair is bone straight, and I think Willow may end up with the same kind of hair as me. I don't know how Emery got so lucky to have the curls, but I am obsessed with them, and I'm trying to figure out how best to care for them. So this morning we skipped brushing them. She had taken a bath the night before, and I had put all the products in, and I recently got her a little bonnet for her hair to sleep in. That way it would hopefully not be too tangled in the morning, because I did read that you're not supposed to brush it multiple times. Sorry if you could hear the TV in the background. I turned it down some more. But I did read that you're not supposed to brush curly hair very often, that you're supposed to kind of just let it be. So I'm doing my best with that. Her hair does get really crazy at times, so it's still a learning process for us. We haven't quite figured it out. Anyway, I had to feed the baby again just a little bit, and then Emery wanted some mommy cuddles, and so we just hung out for a little bit. I think she had gotten up earlier this morning than she normally does, and I was not complaining because they gave us a little bit of extra time, which is why I'm now going to cook her some breakfast. A lot of the time she'll sleep in enough that we don't have a lot of time to really cook a good breakfast. And let's be honest, this child is the pickiest eater on this planet at the moment. So her food options that she will eat are very limited. I believe this morning I was probably making her a bacon sandwich. That is her favorite thing. It is literally bacon and bread. That's it. Sometimes she will do a cheese sandwich, which is bread and shredded cheese. That's it. Not cooked, not melted, nothing. Just bread and cheese. It's been a process. I am trying to introduce more foods to her. I have really been trying a lot, actually. Just, continuously offering it to her and trying not to push it on her too much, because we have tried it in the past where it was like, you have to try a bite unless you can't get a treat, or you can't do this or whatever, and that did not work. That child has my level of stubbornness, and which has been fun to deal with, but I will tell you, I grew up in the home where if you didn't eat your food, you weren't going to get up from the table until you did. And fun fact, I hate Kraft mac and cheese. I do not like powdered cheese in my mac and cheese. And that was what my mom would buy, because at the time it was one of the cheapest ones, and I don't know if there were a bunch of options anyway. But yeah, that was one of the times that I had to sit at the table, and I'm pretty sure I sat there all day, and honestly, I think I took a nap at the table, if I remember correctly. And so it was also one of those things where it's like, okay, well, if you don't eat it for lunch, you're going to eat it for dinner. And I don't think I ate it for dinner that night either. This was not one of those things where if you're hungry enough, you'll eat it. No, I was not going to eat it. Emery is the same way. There is no wait until she's hungry enough and she'll eat it. No, she will not. She will literally go without eating. And at this point, I just want her to eat. She's not obese or anything. She is a very healthy weight. And she's on the smaller side anyway. She always has been. Both my girls are. And so I would rather her eat and eat her foods that are safe for her. And we'll continuously try to introduce new foods. And hopefully one day we will be out of this picky eater stage and she'll eat everything. I'm really hoping that once Willow starts eating table foods that may help. But we will see. So anyway, I am not only making her breakfast, but I'm also making my coffee. If you're new here, I am dairy and egg free. So I am using creamy oat milk that I just got from Walmart. It's the Better Goods brand. I don't know if I was doing an iced coffee this day or a hot coffee. We'll find out together. It was probably a hot coffee if I had to guess. But I have the frother right there. I usually just pour a little bit of milk in it, and it makes it hot like you would a latte from, a coffee shop. And I'll brew my espresso in and have my coffee that way. Sometimes I'll put Jordan Skinny syrups in it, sometimes just sugar, but it's gonna be one of those two things if I do either of them. Actually, just kidding. I will do one or the other. I can't do black coffee or just coffee and milk. Anyway, I'm also making Emery's lunch here. For lunch every day, she gets a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. There are rare times where she will choose to have pizza, or I think I maybe did chicken nuggets once upon a time, but that would have been really, really long time ago. So we're just kind of discussing, what cheese she wants to eat, what shape for her PB&J. She, for whatever reason, is very picky about her string cheese as well. So I get the big variety packs where it's a mozzarella stick, one that's half mozzarella, half cheddar, and then one that's a Colby Jack square one. And she used to eat all three, but now she refuses to eat the square one. I can't tell you why. Sometimes she'll decide she doesn't like the white one. Sometimes she'll decide she doesn't like the white and orange one. It just depends on the day for her, honestly. But anyway, I was putting a cheese in her lunch. I was also doing her sandwich. She also gets chips. And then if I have a granola bar or fruit snacks or whatever else, I'll throw that in there as well. And so she does like to help me sometimes in the mornings. I try to at least let her pick out what she wants within reason. Sometimes we'll throw a little candy in there or whatever. right here I was telling her I needed coffee. I'm not sure what I ended up doing with the big flower cup. Maybe I decided not to use it. There's no telling. But, oh, the little white box right there, that is plant-based heavy cream. So I threw a little bit of that in there along with the oat milk just to kind of make it even more creamy. And of course, after I poured it in there, I realized that the piece that actually spins was not in correctly. Well, the baby woke up, had to go grab her. Anyway, what was I saying? I was pouring that in and then realized the piece that actually spins to froth up the coffee was not in correctly. Like, it was in there, but it was not in place. And it will not work if it's not in place. Which, I mean, it can't froth your coffee if it's not in place. So I had to dig in there and get my fingers wet and get that put back in the right spot. And here Emery is, I don't know if she's wanting to show off her cheese or if she's just being nosy. She knew I was recording and she loves to be in the recordings, like in the videos. And so I don't know if she was just being nosy and knew that she could be in the camera if she was standing like that. That is likely the case. Oh yeah, that's exactly the case, because she's looking directly at y'all. I know at one point she was asking me if y'all could see her, and I kept trying to tell her that they could, that everyone could, and yeah. Anyway, coffee is finished brewing, so we're just going to mix in the milk, which I didn't get as like thick and creamy as I wanted. That is the hard part about not using regular milk. It's not as thick, but it still tastes really good, and honestly, like, I don't think I really notice a difference in taste. So at least there's that. But anyway, just mixing it up to try and get everything mixed in. I don't remember if I threw sugar in or if I think I threw sugar in because I don't see any like skinny syrups around. But yeah, that would be my coffee for the day. And I guess now we're actually making her lunch. So I'm gonna guess this was probably before. I don't know what order these are in. But I guess I'm making her lunch now. So we're gonna make a peanut butter and jelly. It looks like she wanted some Funyuns, the string cheese, and then some fruit snacks. And then at the same time, I am also making my breakfast. So I recently have been obsessed with making an everything bagel with some country crock butter on it and hot honey, and that's it. Like, that is my breakfast, that and coffee. That even still sounds good. And like I said, this is filmed a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, and I'm talking, I just stopped eating that today. Like, I've been still eating bagels. I did run out of everything bagels, so I was eating either cinnamon raisin or blueberry, but that everything bagel with butter and hot honey, I don't know, it's just an obsession at this point. I can't tell you why, but I do end up like hyper focusing or hyper fixating on one meal at a time, and this was the most recent one. Before that, it like during pregnancy, it was frozen meatballs with mashed potatoes. And I usually made like instant mashed potatoes because it was easier. But that was some brown gravy. That was a fixation for quite a while. And now that kind of just sounds gross to me. But I also can't really make it the way I would have anyway, just because of dietary restrictions now. But we are getting our vitamins taken. So I'm giving Emery her vitamins. She was almost out. And so she decided she didn't want to finish them. She just wanted one today. So I said, okay, whatever. And gave her that one. We have since refilled them. So she is back to getting her normal amount of vitamins. And then I was taking my vitamins as well. I am still taking a prenatal vitamin, but I believe I had just run out and hadn't gone to the store yet. Ew, the baby just spit up all over me. Hold on. I might be on shirt number 3 for today. Willow has a hiccup, and she's talkative now. So we may have to finish this recording later. We'll see. Anyway, So what was I saying? Oh, I'm pretty sure I was out of my prenatals. But at this point, I was still taking magnesium and iron. I did notice that, oh no, there's the prenatals. I did notice that on the days I wasn't taking my prenatals, the days that I wasn't taking the magnesium and iron, I would have like headaches and just feel really run down. Man, I really hope y'all can hear me. I would feel really tired and run down. And so I was still taking them. Those were supplements that I was taking during pregnancy at the recommendation of my doctor. I had some anemia during pregnancy, and then the magnesium was supposed to help with the headaches that I would get. So, you talking to you? So I was still continuing that. I can say that I haven't taken those in a while now, and I'm feeling better. The days that I still feel like I'm getting a headache that won't go away and I'm feeling run down, I do take magnesium still, and that usually helps knock it out whenever, especially like if Tylenol or Advil or Excedrin, like one of those aren't working, the magnesium for whatever reason will help knock it out. Y'all, this baby woke up and she is on something now. Anyway, so I do still take my prenatal though. I was told that I should be taking it while breastfeeding, just to help like with any nutrients that I need to pass along to the baby and anything that I may be low on. So there's that. What else? I don't even know what else to tell you guys. Typically our mornings seem to fly. I can't tell you why. I know I spend too much time just like sitting around because it takes me a hot minute to wake up. Okay. This morning I did feel like I wasn't quite as rushed, and I would probably say that's because both Emery and I, and Willow, we all woke up earlier and just had a little bit more time this morning. But, on a typical morning, we all are lazy for far too long, and then it becomes a rush to get out the door. We have to be out of the door by 8 a.m. Emery has to be at school by 8:30. If she gets there later than that, then she doesn't get to stay. She is doing a pre-K program at the daycare that she had been going to before. We had taken her out of there for a year and did an at-home daycare, but then we decided to move her back when I found out that they had the pre-K program. And I will say that it was like one of the best decisions I have made. She has grown so much and learned so much in the past year, and so I'm really happy that I did that. But anyway, we live not far from the daycare, so it doesn't take us long at all. We could technically leave the house later than 8 if we wanted to, and we have at times. I will not lie. There have been times where we've only been there like at 8:25. And it takes less than 5 minutes to get there. But I try my best to get us out the door. I think Emery was moving the camera. I try my best to get us out of the door by 8 o'clock. Whenever I was working in office, we would be out the door by 7:30. Especially if I had to be in the office by 8. But now, since I don't work until 11 o'clock, I don't really care about us getting out of the door before 8 o'clock. Now, that will likely change come August because Emery will be starting kindergarten. And I need to check and see like what time school will be starting at that point. But yeah. Oh yeah. I'll also eat the extra bits that get left behind with that. Don't include the crust. You can't let that go to waste. I will say before, I had to be like dairy free, which I could probably, now that I'm thinking about it, probably still do it now. Before I was egg and dairy free, I would actually take the crust of her peanut butter and jellies, freeze them, and then once I had enough, I would turn it into French toast. I don't know if you can make French toast egg free. I'll have to look into that. But we were feeding them to the dogs as well at some point, but Beth, the 10-year-old dog, she is allergic to like the grains and wheat and whatnot, so she even has to get grain-free dog food, which that is stupid expensive. Like, it can be anyway. But we get her we just do it for both the dogs because I'm not going to try to separate them. but we do the grain-free dog food for her, so she can't really eat the bread. Hello, miss. Can you let go of the charger? You don't need that. Let's not eat chargers. Anyway, so the crust just gets thrown in the trash at this point. But I will look into the French toast thing again. Maybe I can do that for breakfast one day and then just have like bacon or sausage or something else on the side. We'll figure that out. But her lunch is now made. I don't think I'd finished taking my vitamins, which is why they're still sitting out. Her bacon sandwich is now finished and made, and we will be getting out of the door shortly. What?
I can't see recording me.
They can see you.
No, I can't.
That's okay. You don't need to see them. They can see you, though. You say hi?
Hi, guys.
Where are we going?
I can go.
Are we late?
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, it was super cute.
You are super cute.
I'm not talking to you.
I know. I'm answering for them. Oh, good. Daddy took the trash out because I completely forgot that it's trash day.
I didn't know today was
Yeah.
Take out the trash.
Daddy did it.
No. The trash, they're going away.
Oh, okay.
Mommy can bring it back up there so I don't get run over.
Yeah. There's dead skunk and it smells awful. What?
I want to see last night it had a mouse in
A mouse?
it. Yeah.
Ew. We don't like mice.
No, mouse.
We don't like mouses.
Mouse is a mice.
Yes, mouse are mice. Whenever there's more than one mouse, then you call it mice. Yeah.
But I mean, what am I doing? Do we have a dog?
Oh my god, there's another skunk. Oh.
Where?
I don't know, but I can smell it. And it's like in my throat. Ugh.
Maybe it's our breath. We didn't brush your teeth.
Oh no.
It's your breath because you didn't brush your teeth.
I did brush my teeth.
No, you didn't.
I brushed them when I was in the shower.
I regret that you did it.
You're so mean.
You're a duty head.
You're a tootie head.
No, you are a duty
You're
head.
so mean.
You're so mean.
You just told me my breath smelled like a skunk.
Now you're stinky.
Gosh, I still laugh about that. Maybe it's your breath because you didn't brush your teeth. How rude. My goodness. Obviously I left my bagel behind. So I had to go and warm it back up once I got home. It's okay. It's whatever. Like I said, we don't live far from daycare, so she made it on time, and then we just came back home this day instead of... Oh, I think this was actually before I was going on walks. But we came back home. Me and Willow did. I can't talk, apparently. Willow and I came back home. And so I was finishing up making my breakfast. And I reheated up my coffee. That way I could actually drink both of them, because I didn't have time to drink it this morning. I am also resetting the time on the clock that's on the microwave. It drives me insane whenever it's not right, which I actually need to fix the stove clock, like in real time right now, because it's a couple minutes behind. I don't know what happened or how. I think maybe that, oh, yes, ma'am. But I think it may have gone out, like power may have gone out for a minute or two and then popped back on. I don't remember. But it's been like that for several days, and it's kind of driving me nuts, but I still haven't fixed it. I'm a mess. I can't help it. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I threw soap onto something. I think I was washing... Oh, I was throwing soap into the pan from Emery's Bacon. That way I could make sure, like, to help break down any grease that was still in it. Typically what I'll do is I'll take a paper towel and get as much of the grease out of the pan as possible while the grease is still hot. And then I'll throw it in the trash, like the paper towel. If the grease is no longer hot and it's cool and it's solidified, then I'll still take the... Goodness. I'll still take the paper towel to it and just catch as much of it as I can and throw it into the trash. That way it's not all going down the sink. And then I'll throw some soap in there to try to break up as much grease as I can afterwards. At this point, I'm texting somebody on my watch, I think. That is the downfall to using your phone as your camera for recording. I just get left without phone access for a little while, which is whatever. Yes, I am eating my breakfast standing up right here. This is a normal thing for me because once I sit down, a lot of the times I stay sitting down for a while. And so it's a day where I want to get a lot done. So like if I want to clean up the house or have somewhere I need to go or something along those lines, then I will just try to eat standing up. That way I don't have to worry about losing any type of momentum. So here apparently I'm doing some cleaning. So I was emptying out the dishwasher. I think what I was trying to do, which I've been doing better about it lately, but it's still very much hit or miss. I was trying to make it to where I was in a good routine with the dishes, where I would do the dishes at night and then empty the dishwasher the next morning and just fill the dishwasher throughout the day. I will tell you that this has not stayed. I've tried this a couple of times, and for whatever reason, I hate unloading the dishwasher, just like I hate putting away folded clothes, which is why we typically have clothes on the table. But I had finally gotten caught up on everything and was just trying to keep the house in order. I didn't want to fall behind again. It really sucks when I do, because then I spend an entire day just trying to catch up on my everyday chores instead of being able to do like weekly chores or monthly chores or cleaning up Emery's room because she became a tornado, those things. And so I will say, while I haven't been great about emptying the dishwasher every morning, I have been doing better about making sure, like, as soon as I'm taking the clothes out of the dryer, I'm folding them and I am getting them put away. That way I'm only doing one load at a time with folding and putting away. And then same with the dishes. I've been doing better about making sure they're done every night. I'm not perfect by any means. I have definitely had a couple of nights where I was just so tired and I just said, no, I'm not doing this tonight, and left it for the next morning. But as long as I'm doing it and not leaving them sitting for more than 24 hours, then I'm staying on top of them. It's once that sink gets extremely full and I know that it's full and not just like huge pots and pans that take up a bunch of space. It's when it's a ton of the little stuff that I start looking at it going, man, I really don't want to do this. Now, don't get me wrong. I never want to do the dishes and I never want to do the laundry, but it's when they get really, really bad that I struggle with making myself do it. I really dread it, and I'm just looking at it all day and going, ugh. Now, I know it's a good thing that I have laundry and dishes to wash because that means I'm providing for my family, but still, I hate it. Oh, look, those donations are there in the middle of the floor. Emery had opened them up too, which you can see toys spilling out. They are finally at the donation center, and the toy box right there made it to Lolly's house. She took over for me. Anyway, I was doing a workout before I started work. So here I'm getting my work stuff set up. Letting the dogs go to the bathroom one last time, making sure they've got food and water, which I'd already fed them, but making sure they had water. And then I was getting ready to set up my treadmill at the desk. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, I think I've posted already. I have already moved my desk. It's no longer in this area. It really should have never been in this area, to be honest, but the house just doesn't have a good place for it. So it is now in my bedroom, which you'll see in future videos. For a little while, I had it moved to the girls' room because they're almost never in there. But of course, once I did that, Emery wanted to be in there with me. And I mean, it's her room. I didn't like telling her she couldn't be in there. Especially when that's where all of her toys are. That's where she wants to play. I want her to play in there. I want her to get used to it. So it's now in my room. And that way I also have a lock on the door. So when everyone's home, I can lock the door. Anyway, let's get to work. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.